Social media managers, I need you to hear me when I say this. There is a reason that I went from running my business as a solo freelance social media manager to turning into an agency owner. And there's a reason why you should too. Today, I'm going to share my journey and the reasons why I decided to make this transition and why you should maybe consider it. If you're running a social media management business, I know I don't need to tell you, you know exactly what it's like. You're juggling multiple clients, managing endless projects, and constantly trying to stay ahead of the game. It's exciting, but it can also be exhausting. While I was working solo, I often found myself a little bit overwhelmed. I was struggling to build my business to the level that I wanted to. While I was working solo, I often found myself a little overwhelmed. I found that I was quite often struggling to kind of get my business to where I wanted it to be because there were only so many hours in the day. And I definitely felt that in terms of an income cap as well. It felt like there was only so much work I could do, only so many clients I could take on. And I constantly felt just a little bit guilty because there was that one extra thing I needed to do for a client that I hadn't had a chance to sort out yet. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of perks to running your own social media management business. The flexibility and the autonomy of being able to decide when you work, what you work on, all that sort of good stuff. But honestly, the longer I worked as a social media manager, the less I felt those perks. Because to me, those perks felt like perks I would get being self-employed doing anything, not even necessarily just being a social media manager. If you relate, trust me, I've been there. Keep watching because I'm going to tell you more on why I went from a freelancer rolling solo with my social media management business and decided to an agency owner with a team, and what the realities of agency life look like. When I started my journey as a social media manager, I loved it. I could work from anywhere, set my own schedule, and choose which clients I wanted to work with. But as my client base grew, so did the demands on my time. I found myself working longer hours, struggling to kind of keep up with the workload, and honestly having to turn down projects that I was really excited about because I didn't have the bandwidth to do it. And honestly, after a while, I started to resent writing captions. I wanted to have a bigger impact, but I just didn't know what that would look like. That's when I realized I needed a change. I wanted to scale my business, serve more clients, and offer even better results. And I kind of got to the conclusion that the only way for me to do that was to build out a team. Running an agency has so many benefits because when you have a team behind you, you can tackle larger projects and serve more clients without it eating into your hours. And when all of a sudden you take yourself out of the day-to-day of all of the little client deliverables that you need to do, you can actually focus on growing your business. Because ultimately, that's what I wanted to do. I loved working on my business and being able to find us new clients and kind of work on our clients through the strategy of everything instead of necessarily needing to write every single caption and schedule every single post. And I know so many other agency owners that feel the exact same way. I'll also say that running an agency made me feel a lot more secure in what I did, and I struggled a lot less with imposter syndrome, because I no longer had to be the expert in every single thing. For the things I was not very good at, instead of kind of trying to figure it out and work my way through, I hired for those roles and brought on people that actually were experts to kind of take over for me. I found pretty quickly, once I ironed out a few of the kinks, that we were making a lot more money, I was having a lot more balance in my life, and I was able to work on things that really set me alight. And I felt excited. That joy that I had when I first went freelance as a social media manager came flooding back. But don't just take my word for it, let me show you. Because so many freelancers that I know wouldn't take the leap to agency, but they have this perception that it's going to make them way busier and be a lot harder. And the reality might surprise you. So what does a day look like for a marketing agency owner? Every day is different, but honestly, it's always a blast. And I no longer feel that guilt or resentment for what I do, which I found really difficult to swallow because I'd worked so hard to work for myself and then it didn't quite live up to my expectations. Plus, I have my flexibility back. We can take on as many clients as we want, and I still get to do things like what I just showed you. And I'm literally filming this from Bali and planning our next trip to Vietnam next month. Now, if you're thinking of making this transition, I have something special for you. Let me introduce the Social Media Management to Agency Academy. This is a 3-month high-touch group program designed to help social media managers turn into agency owners and learn everything that they need to be able to do that successfully. And when I say successfully, to me, that means in a way that helps you be able to hit 6 figures and beyond and still keep your flexibility. But you never know, you might decide to go traveling and we'll bump into each other along the way. There are over 50 lessons in this program covering everything you need to know about building an agency. And we break it down into what I call my 3 framework steps. The things you absolutely need to be able to do. Number 1, get more clients. It sounds simple, but we're going to cover everything from marketing, lead generation, sales, and even things like upselling and retention for your current clients, so that you can go from feeling stuck around how to bring new clients in the door to being able to bring in a steady stream of new clients every single month. It's really what's going to help you hit that 6-figure goal. Number 2, building out your systems. If you want freedom and you want your business to be able to build without burning you out, you need to have rock solid systems. So if you've ever heard yourself say, yeah, I want to grow an agency, or yeah, I want to take on some new clients, but I just don't have the time, this is the solution to that. We're going to make you the most efficient agency owner you can possibly be, so that you not only get some free time back, but you have tons of capacity to add into your business. When I did this exercise in my own agency, we literally doubled our potential for client capacity, and I didn't hire anyone else. And I even share with you live screen recordings of what's on my laptop within our agency systems. Number 3, getting ready to hire. So many social media managers who are thinking of taking the leap to agency owner get stuck in that cycle because they never prep and take action. Instead of waiting until you need a team member, we're going to get you prepped and ready to hire about 6 months before you actually need anyone. So that when the time is right, you're not kind of struggling and flapping to find the right fit, hiring the first person that comes in the door and then realizing that they're not a good fit at all and having to fire them and kind of going through that same process over and over and over again. Instead, we're going to get you to a point where you know exactly what your team needs to do, build out perfect fit people within your network, and be able to bring someone on board really seamlessly. And we're even going to talk about how you can do that at different stages in your business so you can make it affordable. If you want more details on what's included in the Social Media Manager to Agency Academy, there's a link in the description to read more and to sign up. And if you're watching this when it's just been uploaded, I am opening up calls. So if you wanted to do a 30-minute session to talk about how you can build your agency and see if the academy is a good fit for you, then you can book that call in the description below as well.